It started when Ethan and I set out for the cross-country road trip we'd been planning for months. By the time we hit the desert stretch late at night, exhaustion weighed on us, and the dark highway seemed to stretch endlessly. Ethan suggested switching drivers. I pulled over, and he stepped out to stretch while I slid into the passenger seat. When he got back in, something felt wrong. His voice was flatter, like it lacked that familiar edge of sarcasm he always had. I chalked it up to fatigue, but the longer he drove, the more the unease grew. He hummed to himself, a tune I didn't recognize, and his grip on the wheel seemed unnaturally tight. I asked him about a memory only we shared, but he gave me a vague wrong answer. My stomach twisted. Then I noticed his hands. They weren't Ethan's hands. His were rough, calloused from years of climbing. These hands were smooth, pale, and too long. I glanced at his face in the dashboard light. It wasn't Ethan's face. Not entirely. The jaw was slightly sharper, the eyes glinted unnaturally, and the corners of his mouth twitched as if suppressing a grin. "Pull over," I whispered, my voice trembling. "Why?" he asked, his tone mockingly innocent. I said, "Pull over." He turned to me, that grin finally breaking free. "Where would you go? We're in the middle of nowhere." His voice was deeper now, layered like two people speaking at once. I grabbed the door handle, ready to jump, but it wouldn't budge. His laughter echoed as the car sped up, the desert blurring around us. And then, the worst part. A low voice whispered in my ear from the back seat. "I was wondering when you'd notice. Now, there are two of us.